It's easier just to remember Sam at garagecomposites.com, Schoolie at garagecomposites.com, Ricky at garagecomposites.com. That's how you can find any of us, okay? If we can do anything for you guys, I'll certainly follow up with you. Let me know what we can do there. I'm a lot harder to get a hold of than these two guys just because my travel schedule is a little crazy. So like I said before, we sing from the same hymnal. If there's something you want more information from, you might want to try one of them first. They can bring me in if necessary. Everything I put up there with you guys, I will put up on the cloud. Look for Bill Archer to send that invite to you within a week. Just give us a couple days for us to get the red sheet back to him and for him to get the invites out to you and for me to populate that with some of the newer stuff like the link to that video that I put up there. A couple websites, just samdancer.com or samspowersportsgarage.com. That's the online training website. That's got a free 2-day trial for anybody who wants to sign up. If you go there and you want to, we've got hundreds of training videos on there, much bigger videos than some of the stuff that I've touched on here. So if you want to go there and sign up for 2 days and check it out, do it, okay? Your Dropbox comes as an invitation from Bill Archer. It's not off of a website. You have to be invited from Bill Archer. But if you just go, let me just show them to you here real quick. So, of course, now I don't have a signal. Kicked me off. Let's go around the room while I'm pulling this up. Tell me what hit you guys from today. Anyone? Connection. Human connection. What else?
Be a better closer, be a better opener.
Be a better closer, be a better opener. Love it. That shook you up, huh? That,
You want to feel guilty? I do. I don't even think I'll ask the part anymore. This versus at the Greek.
verses in the Greek. Oh, the grosses in the Greek. Yeah, grosses in the Greek.
There were two things that I was going to ask about earlier. You talked about how you were saying that a lot of people give away diagnostics.
Yep.
Something that we've done in the auto industry for the last 6 years that I've picked up on is we don't charge diagnostics so long as you do the repair. What happens is normal repair that we would charge $3 for, we now charge $4. So when you pitch to the customers, essentially they're not paying the diagnostic fee, but the repair is 4 hours. You're still getting paid for that.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're tricking the customer. It's kind of working things around.
It's kind of like you're tricking the customer. I mean,
But in all reality, I mean, that's just kind of how we do things a lot of times.
yeah. Look,
$100 if we're talking about $3,000 repair. $100 isn't going to make or break the difference for us, but for them, they're like, okay, well, take care of it. Just up front, hey, look, we won't charge you diag if we do the full repair.
totally get that.
We were talking about customers that like to barter a little bit. I'm just going to use one of my favorite customers for the last 6 years. She's Indian. She loves to barter. That's her culture. So before I call her and give her $1,000 estimate, I've already bumped the price up to $1,100. So if she comes in, all right, cool, I'll give you 10% off. $1,000, she's happy. Didn't lose anything. There was really no discount. But also, I prepared myself if we messed something up. Now,
Handle it.
You got $100 to work with.
Yeah.
You know? So you always shoot a little bit high and tell, okay, it won't be more than 1150. It will not be more than 1150. They come in and they're $1,027 after tax and they're stoked. You know, so it's not that you're discounting.
I do agree with that, and whether you choose to mark it up to have the padding to work with, I also believe in if you think it's the right thing to do, you can waive the diagnostic work if you want to do the repair job with us, right? That's cool. That's a store-by-store decision. I just want to make sure that you're charging diagnostic work if we don't do. I can't tell you how many times I've seen curbside diagnostic, right? You got a service writer who's just out by the curb. He's like, fire that thing up, rev it up again. I don't know, it might be a gearbox issue. It might, like, what are you doing? Check it in, open a repair order, give it to a tech, let's get paid for the diagnostic work. So whether you then comp it or not is a store decision. But what else?
Take everything on trade.
Everything. Take it all on trade. Again, if you got a cash flow issue, run that by your manager first. You have to, I get it, you have to have cash to be able to play that game. But philosophically, I want to be able to take everything in on trade. Log everybody. Understaffing, chronic. Have them call me. Chronic. Got a hand up? All departments having a sales process. I'm glad you picked up on that one. I love that. Create your own legend model. What's your legend model? Right?
Inventory.
What about inventory? Management of your inventory, right? All right, so if you go to this page, it's just samdancer.com, you'll see there's the link. You can link straight to the training website, Sam's Power Sports Garage, which will take you here. If you go in up here under products and pricing and you go to the login page, right there is a test drive. You just click test drive and it'll give you 20 or 48-hour access to bounce around and check out all the videos. So if you want to go play on that, feel free to do that. I've elaborated on a bunch of topics inside of that. Garage Composites is the online training. It's the live, not the online training stuff. So we do composites. Here's the 20 club environment. Here's the management training academies. For those of you who might be interested in any of the management training pieces, we have some of our guys who are in the Triumph groups and they're participating in the training components. We have some who are independent of both. So if you want to play in that space, go for it. And if you want to tell all your Marine friends, we got the docs up and live now too. So you see that dog, he's everywhere, right?
So here's the story of the dog. So what's your dog's name?
The dog's name's Junior. That dog, I believe there are bulldogs and there are all other creatures on earth. It's pretty much the hierarchy of things as far as I'm concerned. If you remember the movie, Disney's movie Homeward Bound, where the dog and the cat get lost, the dog's name was Chance. Junior is Chance's real life grandson. So he's a movie star. He passed away years ago. I had him long before I had a kid and a wife and all that kind of stuff. And I had an artist draw a picture of him. And I thought, when I start my own business, that dog will be the centerpiece of the logo, which he's not a centerpiece of 3 logos, which is kind of cool for me. But I did have a dealer principal once ask me why I had the dog as the centerpiece of a training logo. And the guy said, why is a bulldog, how does a bulldog have anything to do with motorcycle training? And my answer was, it doesn't. To which his next question was, don't you think that's kind of unprofessional? To which my answer was, you should never hire me. Because if you don't get that, you don't get anything that I train. The connection and the love affair I have with motorcycles or dogs or anything else, the same. Everybody has that human connection with something else that's out there. And when you figure out what it is, we get people to do what we want them to do. So that's the story on the dog. The dog will be part of the logo for a long time. And if you watch the training videos, the dog barks at you. Because that's important. What else? Do you have a hand going up? You good? Guys, was this helpful? Yes. Good. I'm glad. The worst thing in the world for me is sitting through training where you're like, oh my God, I'm not getting anything out of this. Is this going to be over? And I've always tried to operate on a philosophy of having a good time while conveying a message at the same point. I think that's how people learn and how you retain stuff. Please remember what we started with, 10, 30, 50, 70, right? Now that a lot of you have taken really good notes, please go back and review them and then train somebody on it. Tell somebody when you go back, your owner, your wife, your sales partner, your whatever, go back and try to tell somebody about that. And I promise you it'll set in more. Do it. Commit to it. It's really, you leave here and you're jacked up. You leave just about any training. I've never been to a training where I haven't walked away going, man, I got some great stuff out of that. Really, I haven't, even if I've been bored in the middle of it. But then go home and do something with it. Because a lot of times you get on a plane, you go home, you jump right back into a retail swirl, and you go back to doing exactly what you were doing. And what's the point of sitting here for 2 days if we're going to go back to exactly what we were doing? Fair enough? You guys have any questions for me at all? Yeah.
With the use of social media, Craigslist and stuff, email, PSN, you get a lot of short message people.
Yeah.
You have a bike, what's the best price on and so forth. How do you connect with them? How do you track that?
Yeah. I'm going to get to the pricing on anything you want. Let me look that up. In the meantime, how'd you land on that bike? It's no different than a guy coming in the store saying, hey man, I'm really interested in that Hayabusa. What's your best price on that bike right there? Right? He's essentially coming into the sales process further down. And the philosophy is you've got to go up before you come back down. So when I said, man, that's a great bike, I'll get you a price on anything you want. Address that first. I just need a minute to get your price. In the meantime, I'm curious how you land on that bike. Now I just got to the probe. And when he's telling me, oh, well, you know what, I had a ZX11 back in the day. Go, weren't those awesome bikes, man? Where'd you get your ZX11? Where did you go ride it? I'm moving back to the greet so that I can ultimately come full circle and say, Kyle, sounds like you've really done your homework and that's clearly the bike for you. Let me grab that pricing information. What's the number and I can give you a shout. I'm going to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Most people believe that people shop on the internet because of price. Amazon has completely disproved that myth. I can beat Amazon's prices on a whole lot of other websites that are out there. What I can't beat is the ease of transaction of Amazon. What most people are shopping for when they do online shopping is that they can't get into your store. They don't have time to get into your store. It doesn't mean they don't want to have a relationship with you. It doesn't mean texting isn't easy and quick and I'd really love the information. It just means that I'm using a different venue to try to communicate with you than walking into your store live. And I forget who we were talking to. Maybe we were talking about being open on Sundays, wasn't that? Yeah. So many of your stores on traditional hours, you're open during hours that most people can't get to your store. You're basically catering to the unemployed. If you're catering to the person who's got a 9-to-5 job and I get in my car, by the time I get to your store, you're pushing bikes in. Do you know how I feel when you're pushing bikes in? I don't want to be the jerk. And then your answer to me is going to be, well, we'll stay until the last person wants to leave. You're missing the point. If I feel like I'm holding you up, I won't even come in the door to give you a chance to stay until the last person wants to leave.